Barak, Yahweh, Alam, Shalom, righteous family. Welcome back to True Talk. And today, as always, we're going to talk True Talk. What is the worst thing you can be in the so called hood, in the streets, as we like to say? A lot of times, in the what is the worst thing you can be? Is it a rapist, a child molester, a killer? What can you do where somebody would be like, I don't want nothing to do with you. I don't want to be your friend. No matter what we've been through, no matter how close we are, because you did X, Y, and Z, you are one of the worst person. You are not a man. I don't honor you. I don't respect you. And I don't want to be around you. One would think telling the truth and being honest would not want that type of response. Think about what I just said. But we gonna dig in this and we gonna eat because the devil is very crafty and there's a lot of deceitful understanding going on. There's a lot of people they've been we've been taught wrong, and our understanding is shit when it comes to reality and morals and what's really real.
What I'm saying.
But from what they saying, their opinions and shit, you agree with their opinion.
What you mean?
Like, hell no, 21, we ain't moving the goalpost over these niggas. We ain't forgiving these niggas for telling and all that. Hell no. You 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 moving the goalposts or you ain't?
Nah, I ain't moving the goalpost. I'm saying niggas do that in the streets though. Niggas
Right.
acting like niggas don't move the goalposts for their partners though. Niggas do that, and we
Facts.
and we need to just admit that. And if you told, you told, and then we keep going. Like, all right, you can be over there, we over here. We don't gotta have no problem. But a nigga ain't saying, hey, let's all. No, that ain't what a
Kumbaya.
nigga saying. No, no.
Well, it sure hell do look like it. But I'm with you. I'm with you. But I ain't standing no niggas that are with it. Damn pointed at a nigga, told on a nigga, described that standing with that. I'm standing with you, so you better not be nowhere standing with that.
So we know nowadays everything is there's no privacy, everything is public. So this is a conversation between 21 Savage and someone, and you know, in the midst of F the streets, I think 21 was kind of explaining himself. He was like, well, I should have said help the streets instead of F the streets. Stand on, we can't help the streets without saying F the streets. Before you can fix a problem, you gotta admit there is a problem. Before a dope addict can be cured of his addiction, he's gotta admit I got addiction. Before somebody can be helped, they gotta admit I need help. We gotta admit that the streets are fucked up and they've never been good for our people in the black community. So yeah, fuck them. Fuck the streets. Forget the streets. They don't mean F black people, F the hood, F the swag. Because I think this idea where people think black people are the streets, that the streets represent the black community. The streets represent our swag, our hood, our passion, our struggle. No, the streets is just another word for the world. The streets is the playground of the devil. It's where all the BS happens. But as we seen the conversation, he was like, "Yeah, man, I'm not standing beside no dude and that done stood and pointed somebody out." And it is amazing how we act like this. it's the worst thing to snitch. First of all, that's a part of the streets because there's no love and loyalty in these streets. There's no structure. There's no honor in these streets. You know we so backwards when you rather stand beside a murderer. Oh, that's my dude. He got bodies. You will claim somebody that took somebody's life, took their life there. They left them without, left their children without a father. Their girlfriend without their children daddy. They took somebody's son, uncle. Pain that you could never erase. You will stand beside somebody like that. He's your boy. You even brag about it. But when you tell the truth on somebody for the crime that they committed, because they won't take responsibility for it themselves, because they want to get away, all of a sudden you the worst person in the world. Nah, I don't get it. I don't respect it, and I don't respect this world. I don't respect niggas that think like that because it's foolish. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand loyalty more than most people. I understand that one of the frowned on why snitching was frowned upon because if me and you in this thing together, and this where I really understand it, if me and you both commit a crime, if we supposed to be partners, we out here, we been brought up hanging out together, we friends. We are truly friends. We cool with one another. We got love for one another. And we commit a crime together. Whatever crime that may be, we committed. And we both get away. But later on down the line, you get caught. Either for that same crime that we committed or for a new crime. And they about to give you time. They say, hey, give me some information, well, and we'll cut your time. And you tell on me or you tell on somebody else that you know committed a crime. Yes, there's no honor in that. That's you got caught. Other people got away, but you tell it on people that got away so you can get away. That's the type of snitching that I don't respect. That's the type of snitching that nobody don't respect. As a matter of fact, that's what snitching is. But see, when you don't have people that are not really streets and you got a bunch of geeks and nerds in the internet and everybody trying to say what snitching is, like when Nipsey Hussle passed and his homeboy Cowboy got on the stand, and a lot of straight, just be real, lame, bitch ass pussy internet cowards. Oh, he's on the stand. How can he get on the stand? Like they don't understand what snitching is. Oh, I don't care what it is. You don't supposed to be on the stand. You don't supposed to do nothing. Like these are the same dudes talk about R.I.P. Nipsey. Like you see what I'm saying? Like they don't understand real life. They don't really love Nipsey. When Nipsey died, it wasn't. They didn't feel no pain. They just love watching the video. You're just excited, and it's some street dude and some street stuff, and it's all entertainment to them. And now when his homeboy get on the stand and say, "Yeah, he did it. I seen him did it," and you know what I'm saying? I just want to know why you killed my homeboy and all that. Oh, he took the stand. That's snitching. And then you had a whole bunch of podcasts and supposed to be street dudes and white people that don't know nothing about the streets tell you, was it snitching? What Cowboy did, was it snitching? Should you ever take a stand if you choose this life and you know what comes with this life? Shut that stupid shit up. What comes with this life is dumb shit. Let's be real. Don't that come with this life but dumb shit, perception, and niggas trying to say what's real and make up shit as they go. And it's hard being a real nigga today. It's hard because it's so few of us, but a nigga like that, you so real, there's nobody out there that feel you because the streets and the world is so fake. Everybody trying to live up to a lie when it comes to honesty and truth and this real shit they not ready for. Everybody want this perception, oh, I never do this, you'll never. You know what? When Gunna and Thug and YSL was on trial, excuse me, I want to know how many people ever been facing years and for their life. Especially these little dudes that get on these podcasts and got these little trap Rick Ross and all these dudes, these lamos that like to speak on stuff like this and don't have a clue what they talking about. But how many been facing years that's dealing with public defenders and taking plea deals and getting your bond revoked, sitting in holding cells, getting your feet in lead shackles, talking on the phone, getting collect call, wondering if they gonna pick up, waiting to get visits, waiting to get mail, having your freedom taken from you, have to dealing with spending your life in this cement small box with a whole bunch of other Negroes. How many of you willing to face that or had to face that? And the truth is, nobody don't want to go to jail. Nobody don't want to die, and nobody gonna want to go to jail. And Young Thug and Gunna and all those boys, Young Thug was sure hurt because I understand we was talking about his life was on the line. He was glad he got out. He was actually fighting for his life, but once again, you put yourself in that predicament. I don't know too much about the case, but wasn't some life lost also? What about those people? You talking about your life when you talk about you were gonna be life behind bars, but you was still gonna be able to see your family. Maybe not like you wanted to, but you still have breath in your body. Like it's people that's doing life in jail, but they still got death in their body. It's not the ideal life to live, but you still living. But do you think about the dudes that life you took? It amazed me because these same dudes, King Von and Lil Durk, that don't want to do life in jail, don't want to go to jail. Have you considered the people life you took didn't want their life took? You don't want to live and do life in jail, but you feel like you got a right to take another man's life. Lil Durk, no, Lil Durk don't want to do time in jail. He got lawyers fighting because he don't want to do life in jail. But he didn't mind putting money up and having people life taken away, allegedly. Now I can't respect that. It's hypocritical. Where's the real in that? How is that fair? About being real is by being fair behind morals, a balanced scale, treating people how you want to be treated. That's what I stand on. That's what I'm about. And if you ain't about that, get out of the way. You ain't real. And you with the rest of the world. That's why the world is going to hell now. The kingdom is for real niggas. Tired of hearing these dudes crying when they looking at life in jail for the bullshit that they've been doing on these streets. Don't want to face the consequences. Talk about responsibility and all that shit. Nah, stand on it. You talk 10 toes. You talk about if a nigga do this, you gonna be standing on business 10 toes down. Well, stand on 10 toes and do your time then. These be the same one free so and so. Stop saying free these niggas. Stop saying I hope these niggas get free and we don't want to see these niggas do time. Do you want to see niggas? But these the same niggas that promoting taking people, other black people lives. What's worse, doing life in the pen or doing life in the grave? Oh, free my nigga so and so, free so and so. Yo, you know, I hope them boys get free. Everybody, and as soon as everybody come home, I'll be the case. Man, it was jail ain't fun, man. Yeah, I'm so glad to get home. My mama, I'm worried about my mama, my family stress. I just want to get home and. But when it come to taking people life and backdooring niggas and blowing nigga chests out and blowing their brains out and doing drive-bys, though, that's what we accept. That's cool. Like, see the dumb, see how hypocritical this. Like, come on, man, wake up. I believe in man. I believe in being a man, being masculine. I believe in catching a fade. I, I believe in the swag. I'm hood. But no, I don't believe in that wicked BS. That shooter. I believe in protecting yourself. Being a protector and a provider. But there's a right way and a wrong way to do everything. I'm gonna tell a story one day. The most I will, but I know somebody that did over, I think, over 20 years. If not over 20 years, just about 20 years. They didn't snitch, as we say. They held it down. And his co-defendant, his partner, did snitch on him. And he got out way early and Skip went somewhere, I don't know where he at, but he's somewhere living his life. But this certain person that did 20 years, and rightfully so, like he didn't tell on nobody. Now, I wasn't saying that he was supposed to tell on somebody or should tell on somebody, but just keep in mind the other dude told on him and got out. And of course, as they always do, they say, "Hey man," they cut him a deal. They say, "Hey, if you give us something they want him to tell, we'll have you home with your family soon." But he didn't, and that's respectable. He didn't. He got caught, and he wasn't willing to throw other people under the bus so he can see his family. He wasn't willing to take other people away from their family just so he can see his family. He didn't want to be selfish and wicked like that. Just as you don't want to take somebody else's life and take them from their family, but you want to go home to your family. You don't want to sleep with somebody else's woman, but don't want nobody to sleep with your woman. Shit very simple, man. Ain't rocket science. Golden rule, treat people how you want to be treated. That's the definition of being real. But nevertheless, did 20 years. Hold it down. During those 20 years, all those dudes that he was running with, that he didn't tell on, they didn't put money on his book. They didn't visit him. Not saying that they was obligated to or they should, but it's like, shouldn't you? All this shouldn't you look out for your homeboy and if they get knocked and but that rarely happens. Nobody wrote him or sent him money except his mama, his sister, and his shouter. Thank to the most high that his shouter was willing to ride with him through it all. His kids, he didn't have more kids because He was locked up, so he couldn't have more kids. But the kids that he had grew up without their daddy. They was 2, 3, 4 years old when he got locked up. He got out in the halfway house. Uh, was able to get out in the halfway house enough time to be able to make it to their graduation. But he wasn't there through them graduating elementary to middle. But at least he got there to send them off to college when they graduated from high school. Well, I think it was the high school that they graduated from college. One of the graduates he went to. Nevertheless, he missed out on their life. And when he came home, you know how these rappers like to, they like to say, oh, so and so come home and they get them cars and throw a big party and a wad of money. Nah, none of that. Wasn't no cameras on. Wasn't no wad of money. He had to come home to his family struggling after doing all that time. He had to come home to children that really don't know him, that had lived a life without him, even though they wrote letters and talked on the phone and kept in contact the best way they could. They are still, his own kids are still strangers to him. And they father, and he is a stranger to them. There was no party, there was no reward. He didn't get no real nigga reward. He didn't get no reward for not snitching, from holding it down, for what we call standing on business, being a real nigga, doing your time, not telling. No rewards for it. No, no, nothing. And everybody that was in the streets, they used, like, when he did go away, there was, it was a big bust, or, a couple of people was talking about it. That after he got his time, and there's like, ooh, he got that much time. People forgot about him, went live on with his life. Everybody went living on with their life. He's in his 40 now, and he's out living life the best way he can. A lot of things done changed, technology and all that. But I tell this little story because niggas be acting like that. Oh, if you don't tell that you such a real nigga, and the streets is gonna fuck with you, and the world is gonna love you, and you gonna be rewarded in the most way because you hold it down. And if you hold it down, you gonna get rewarded for not telling it. That's not reality. It don't happen like that. A lot of times the dudes that told, even though they was being selfish, and they got other people, fathers and sons and daughters, locked up because they didn't want to do time. Some it do cases where snitches end up in ditches, and they get killed and hurt. But most of the cases, they continue to live on with their life, and they meet new people that don't know that they snitch. And yeah, they might be the coolest people you met in the world. You don't know that dude that you go to work with, that you real cool with, or your friend. You don't know what paperwork he got on you, on him, what life he done live. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't truly know nobody. So this idea of, oh, a snitch is the worst thing in the world, and I don't want to be around him. It's not. A, a rat is the worst thing in the world. It's not a murderer. A worst thing in the world is not a killer. Like, what are we really talking about? Yes, I believe in forgiveness. I believe that because none of us want to. If it's like if you was able to save your life, would you? Well, if it's your physical life or going to jail, tell you the truth, how many niggas that if it was you and your so-called friend and one of y'all had to die and it was up to you to pick which one would die? How many of y'all gonna say, "Well, I die and let my friend live," or how many of y'all gonna say, "I'm going home to my family and I'm sorry, I'm not going right now"? It's the nature. It's in everybody's nature to do whatever they can to survive. And this is what the streets get glorified for, ain't it? Oh, it's no rules in the streets. There's no rules, but the only rule is not to snitch. That's contradictory. How we ain't gonna have no rules, but the number one rule is not to snitch? It's already grimy. Everybody stepping on each other, doing anything to get what they want to get. It's a wicked, backstabbing world. There's no honor amongst thieves. And yeah, we all have weak moments, but it's in any man nature to try to survive, to not want to go to the grave or the pen, to go out there to take care of his family. So no, I don't think snitching make you less of a man or more of a man. I'm all about your character and more. We know there are snitches that kill us, and a lot of these dudes so lame and scary. They don't stand on morals. They so quick to call somebody a snitch. But if they know he a killer and he a snitch, they'll keep their mouth closed. Like a lot of these dudes, like that's, excuse me, that's what I'm saying. Like I can't respect these dudes because they don't really stand on that. A lot of them move off fear and what's popular. Young Thug walk around in dresses. Nobody called that BS out. Oh, because he was a thug and they fear him, and so he can get away with that. It was another dude from Chicago, a rapper, where they had a picture of him in jail with basically a Negro that was dressing and acting like a female. He was hugged up with, and they was like, "Well, he a killer. Don't say nothing. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing because he a killer." So, but a nigga will actually be gay, but because he got bodies under their belt, niggas are too pussy to say anything. So you pick and choose who you gonna call a snitch and call out because of the consequences. That's not real. That's why I can't respect dude. That's why I can't respect dudes that talking about they ain't gonna snitch, and the only reason they ain't gonna snitch or tell the truth is because of peer pressure, because of fear, scared of what we corruptions, scared of what might happen if I tell the truth. Look, if I see these gangbangers let off shot and kill that little baby, and everybody's scared, I'm not. A lot of niggas they only say, "I didn't see nothing. I ain't gonna say nothing." Not because they really got morals and honor, or because they believe in the code of the streets, but because they scared of being retaliated on. Me, if I see you a gangbanger, by y'all go shooting and kill a little baby, I'm telling, and I'm standing on 10 toes, ready for whatever come with it, and I'm willing to go to war with y'all behind that because I'm a man and I stand for something. If Ray Ray and John is arguing, and John pull out a gun and shoot Ray Ray in the head in front of everybody, and I see it, and everybody's scared because John is crazy, and he rolled with a crazy crew, and they threaten everybody and say, if we don't tell, if y'all tell and snitch, we gonna deal with y'all. Guess what? I'm gonna be up there on the stand and point them out. He shot Ray Ray in the head in front of everybody. And yes, I'm gonna keep a pistol on 'em, I'm gonna be loaded, and I'm gonna want them. I want the smoke. I want them. Like this is what real ones go to war about for real things. But most dudes is like I ain't telling not because they real. They believe in the code because they cowards. A lot of dudes will not snitch because they cowards, and that ain't even snitching. There's a difference between telling the truth and snitching. Like those two uh, examples I give told of a gang banger killing another gang banger, and I see it and I tell, that's not snitching. That's telling the truth. I don't care if you in the street or not a street nigga. That don't matter because this whole idea of you a civilian, a street nigga, and look, everybody put their socks on and boo boo the same way. Everybody, I hate that idea where they say, oh, he's a regular person, he's a civilian. Because you a gang banger, you not a regular person. You still a regular person. You just gang bang. You not an unregular person. Oh, he's a civilian. You not a civilian because you gang bang. You gonna pay taxes. You don't pay rent. You ain't got nowhere to stay. This stupid shit that I'm talking about. Like try to puff these dudes up to make like they're something that they're not. Oh, that's just if you a civilian, you can tell. But if you in these streets, you can't tell. Yes, you can. Now you know if being a snitch is, hey, if we commit a crime and you get caught and you tell to get your time cut, no, there's no lawyer in that. But if you in these streets, no matter what you're doing, if you see somebody do some fuck shit and take somebody's life, yeah, you should tell. That's biblical. Because if you don't, you the blood is on your hand. Why protect the killer? Why protect the murderer? Nah, I'm not gonna protect or respect the killer or murder that takes somebody's life over some BS. You didn't respect his life. Why should I respect your life? Why should I respect you freedom and have you walk on like, huh? Nah. And if you do that to him, then you don't respect. And especially if you did that in front of me and everybody else. You didn't care if that bullet was gonna hit me or my kids. So it was just the way you took his life. It wasn't just fuck him. It was fuck everybody. Cause when you take a life, it's not just fuck that one person. It's fuck their mama, their daddy, and whoever. When you shot somebody and all the people that stay in that neighborhood, you was saying f them, cause you didn't care where that bullet went. So nah, I don't have no sympathy or love for y'all cowards. Now, don't get me wrong. I know every situation is different. It's not just black and white. When it comes down to when somebody may lose their life or whatever. But I'm not. I'm not with a coward just putting out the gun and taking somebody's life, and then I'm supposed to be a coward and shut my mouth and be scared and be intimidated and not say that you did some fucked up shit and that was wrong because you don't want to go to jail. But homeboy didn't want his life taken and you took it. But you don't want me to tell on you because you don't want to do time. Miss me with it. I live according. I don't live by street rules. I live according to the Bible. I live biblically. That's the realest codes and laws that you can follow. And the scripture says, "Mercy are given to those that have mercy." If you ain't giving mercy, then why should I give you mercy? Why should you be giving mercy? The same mercy you give, the same mercy gonna be given back to you. That's real. That's biblical. That's the codes I live by. But at the end of the day, man, we gotta love, we gotta live, we gotta forgive, and we gotta get this shit right. Because we ain't here forever. I don't know what y'all stand, but I'm standing on the right side. And it's me against the world. Truly, when Tupac made that song, it's me against the world, baby. The scripture says those who are friends of the world are enemy of the Most High. It's truly me against the world. The world feel this way, I feel that way. I'm forever gonna be at odds with the devil. So I'm most likely gonna be forever be at odds with y'all lame and y'all fakes because everything that I spoke was too real. Because it's honest. Because it's true. Because it's biblical. You can't poke holes through anything I said. And you can put it on the scale and you can say, okay, what's real, what's right? Let's judge fairly. Let's really look at this with a fair lens. Instead of going by the streets and the code and what the world say and what people uh this idea image Negroes want to live up to. We all humans. We can be King Kong gods and we can be dust. You know what I mean? But when you understand who you are and what we up against, when you understand that you are a Hebrew Israelite, turn back to the true you and the true power and get wisdom and see things clearly and move as a God, and that when you become unstoppable. But it's always going to be us against the world. But as always, let Yah be true and every man a lie. Till next time, Shalom.